On Friday, ESPN analyst Stephen A. Smith would respond to the recent controversy surrounding owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones. A picture has resurfaced featuring a 14-year-old Jones attending a protest at North Little Rock High School when the school was trying to desegregate back in 1957. Now, Stephen A. would come to his defense by stating that he's very fond of Jerry Jones and he doesn't deserve what is happening to him. As a response, Smith has been called a coon and Uncle Ruckus for protecting Jerry Jones. Today we have our company hype analysts, Capone and Pierre, calling into the show to give their thoughts and reactions. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
I'm pissed off, but not for reasons that people would think. I'm very, very fond of Jerry Jones, and I'm not hiding that from anybody. Is his record perfect? No. But I'm pissed off because he doesn't deserve what just happened. He doesn't deserve it. One report, our report, said he was 14 years old. Another report said he was 15 years old. At minimum, that's 65 years ago. You're going to bring up a picture of Jerry Jones standing at this protest, but you're going to bring up a photo of him when he was 14, 15 years old. 65 or 66 years ago. And by the way, I don't have a problem with the photo. I don't have a problem. If he was 30, 35, 40 years old, that's different. But a 14, 15-year-old kid raised in the South who literally is just standing there looking, oh, this is where you were. You got to explain this. You ready to explain what you did when you were 14?
Your thoughts on the Washington Post article and how the picture they painted of you from a picture when you were 14 years old?
Yeah, that was, 65 years ago, and a curious kid. I didn't know at the time the monumental event, really, that was going on, and I'm sure glad that we're a long way from that to not have those kinds of things happen.
Any regrets on being in the photo, being there at all?
Well, I wouldn't have just dug that up, for sure. I mean, seriously. But I got criticized because I was more interested in how I was going to be punished by my coaches and everybody for being out front. But nobody there had any idea, frankly, what was going to take place.
Now, of course, a lot of people on social media would sound off on this. I want to read one of the comments. One user says, Stephen A. Smith almost poots himself every week for months going in on Kyrie, but wants to extend grace to Jerry Jones, laughing my A off. That's some textbook cooning. Now, Pierre, I'm going to come to you first. You know, in the past, we've seen Stephen A. Smith hold Jerry Jones accountable, I think specifically when it came down to Kaepernick kneeling. But I want to ask you, you know, should Stephen A. Smith be called a coon for defending Jerry Jones in this situation?
Well, you know what y'all are watching, know what I'm about to say. Black folks, we just relegate to name calling, nigga. You ain't gonna do shit about Jerry Jones. You ain't gonna do shit about Stephen A. Smith. Black folks, you ain't gonna do nothing but call names. Coon, clown, coon, what, water boy, whatever you want to do. We just gonna call. That's all. We're gonna just talk shit and talk names. That's all. So this is gonna be next week. Stephen A. Smith ain't losing his job, and the Cowboys owner ain't gonna lose his fucking Cowboys. We ain't gonna do shit but talk and call each other names like you'll do here in the comments. You cool, whatever. You ain't gonna do nothing about it. So no, to call him a name, is that what we need to do? Is that get us off our chest? I feel better. I call him a clown. I call him a coon. I feel better now. Is that the solution? To call him some names? Is that really the solution? And again, I don't know if we're going further, and it's just the only question you're going to ask me, because I'll go further about him being a 14-year-old boy at that moment right there. I mean, is it more distaste for a white man? Is it more distaste for the Cowboys? What's the distaste? You know, what is it so visceral? Because he was 14 years old. Are we saying that he has the same kind of thought process at 14 as he has now as a 75-year-old, hey, whatever how old he is, man, in the league? Really? I've heard in fact some good things that he's done for black players that played for him. But I get that don't matter. You know, he's a picture of that. No, that's whack. I wouldn't do that if a black person was in a picture around some white folks doing something when they was 10 years old and 14 years old. So I just think it's ridiculous, you know. But yeah, it's a bad scenario. The whole situation was bad with the North Little Rock students. That was terrible. To be there, he got caught up being there. I mean, like I said, if he says he was there in curiosity, Who's to say he wasn't there in curiosity? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go to the evilism. I don't do that all the time. I just go to the negative constantly. So.
Right. Yeah. No. We're definitely going to dive into the age thing because that's definitely a conversation. But before doing so, Capone, let me bring you in as well. Like I mentioned, we've seen Stephen A. kind of criticize Jerry Jones in the past, but here we are. He's defending Jerry Jones in this situation. A lot of people feel rightfully so, and so much so that they're calling him a coon. So let me ask you, Capone, do you think Stephen A. Smith should be called a coon for defending Jerry Jones in this situation?
I wish there was a bigger word than coon. Stephen A. Smith is the biggest white man ass kisser in America. And he puts so much emphasis in all of his words like they mean something. It was only 70 years ago when a white woman, told a lie and got this young boy burned, hanged, and all of that different stuff. But at the same time, here it is, 2022. She admitted it and still no accountability. No accountability whatsoever. She didn't go to jail. They terrorized her house. They went there, but no justice has been done for this little boy. So as far as the Jerry Jones thing, you know what? Yeah, it was 65 years ago. And we don't have any proof that he went there besides to witness what it was. But at the same time, everything that's been done in history, when it comes to us, they sweep under the rug. And when it comes down to these people that get caught up into the things that they've done, we got to forgive. And Stephen A. Smith sounds like an asshole saying what he says. It's amazing how when these events take place, they always pick the right Black person to speak.
Now, as you mentioned, I guess you're a like-minded user. Actually used a reference that you used with Emmett Till. I want to read that tweet. He says, Emmett Till was 14 when he was lynched in Money in 1955. George Steeney was 14 when he was wrongfully accused, convicted, and executed in 1944. Jerry Jones was 14 when he blocked Black students from entering North Little Rock High School in 1957. Guess who Stephen A. Smith is defending? So, Pierre, I'm going to come back to you on this one. Do you think Jones should be held accountable for being there? He says it was out of curiosity, but let's say if he was there for the wrong reasons, do you think he should be held accountable? If so, being that he was there at the age of 14, which I know you lightly touched on earlier.
Right. Accountable means what? What does that mean? Okay, let's say he says, yeah, I was there. I mean, what he says is there. Say I was there to block the kids. Okay, cool. What are we going to do? But talk? We're going to talk? We're going to do something about the Cowboys? We're going to do something about the owner? Are we as Black folks going to do anything but just talk shit and call each other names? Is that all we're going to do? So if he is accountable, he says, yeah, I was there. I was young. I was stopping them people, Black people from coming to school. Now what? What are we going to do? Oh, yeah, you're going to attack me in the comments. You asshole, fuck, yeah, me. But you're going to attack Jerry Jones? You're going to attack the Cowboys? No. You're not going to do shit but talk online. So so hold accountable. Yeah, what's it going to do? What is it going to do if you hold him accountable? Tell me what's it going to do if you hold him accountable.
I think that's a great question. I definitely want to get to solution. We're big on that here. But before doing so, Capone, let me bring you in with that same question. Let's say, Jerry Jones says that he was there out of curiosity, but let's say it comes to the light that he was there for the wrong reasons. Do you think he should be held accountable for being there for the wrong reasons at the age of 14?
This is probably the first time that I have to agree with Pierre on something like this. What is accountability at this point? What can you do to him? Can you take his team away from him? There's no accountability. He was there. We don't know if he was there for the right or the wrong reasons, but he was there. And there was a lot of us that's been in places that we should not have been at those young ages. So no, I'm not going to say that there's any accountability that can be held for him. He was there, he admitted it, he didn't deny it. He said that he was curious to know what was going on.
Absolutely. Now, I want to bring in another tweet. Like I said, people are going off on this. It has been a big topic in the news. One user says, before he is allowed to continue owning an NFL team, Jerry Jones should have to, 1, hire a Black head coach, 2, meet with Dr. Umar on 60 Minutes, 3, publish a positive review about his favorite Tyler Perry film, 4, donate $5 million to ACLU, And 5, apologize to Black folks that were in this picture during that time. So, Capone, I'll kick it back to you. You know, when it comes to solution, that's something I do think is important, right? If we feel like something is wrong, especially in our community, something should be done. For example, we saw when Kyrie was being held to the fire for, you know, being said that he was putting out anti-Semitic views, there was a list that was given to him before he was able to continue to play. So, Capone, let me come to you. You know, if there was a list to be created, what do you think Jerry Jones should have to do in order to move forward after this picture has since this picture has surfaced to clear his name?
That's a funny list that you brought up. But I just think he should donate some money to colleges, to Black colleges. I think that would probably, if he is a racist or whatever, that would get under his skin. And who's the one that's going to tell him to do it? Because when it came to Kyrie, it was the Jewish people who made up the list. Am I right or wrong? Who's going to make up the list for Jerry Jones? Us Black people? You know, so they will probably say something stupid. And I just wish we could come together as a community and really stick together and stop allowing this thing to dictate our lives any further.
Absolutely, Pierre. Let me bring you in. I know the list kind of had a couple of funny things in there. For example, naming his favorite Tyler Perry film. But, you know, when it comes to clearing name, we've seen Kyrie Irving have to do that as well as a list of others. Do you think that Jerry Jones should have to, you know, complete a certain list in order to clear his name? Pierre?
I wouldn't have a problem with it. Yeah, the list is comical. It was comical things to do. So you can be mad at me all you want. Be mad at yourself, Black folks, who are supposed to like. I don't agree with Capone that often, but like he said, where's our group at? Where's our group at? In the comment section, talking shit. Do something about it. We play too much. Jews don't play when you fuck with them. We play. So what are we gonna do? Where's our group that's gonna come together and say, no, sir, this is what you need to do in order to whatever continue to do, you know, but we don't own shit. So what you know what I'm saying? The reason what the Kyrie situation, what I believe it was the league that said it. It wasn't just Jewish people, but the league, which you can say is run by Jews if you want to. Well, the NFL is run by, you know, maybe Jews or white owners, I don't know who it is. But where's our group that's gonna stand up like the Israelites and march on the 50-yard line and say, nah, we ain't going for this. We're gonna stop this. Where's that group? They're nowhere. They're home talking about bullshit. That's but you cool, you clown P. I hate your guts. I hate the. That's where you at. That's all you're gonna do. So ain't nothing gonna happen to that man. I would like for him to, you know, yeah, donate some money to a Black cause, of course, sure. That would, you know, we all can use, especially Black people, can use the money towards some of our causes we have. So sure, I would like for him to do that. If you know, but where's the press at? Who's gonna press it to happen? Who's gonna press it? Not you. Not you at home. Who's going to press it? Nobody. So guess what? The game is again on Sunday, and the Cowboys going to be playing, and Jerry Jones is the owner. And Stephen A. Smith is going to be on his job. But right. You going to still have it in your heart and be mad in the comments.
So let me ask this question. Speaking of being mad, and then I want to close us out with this, and I'll start with you, Pierre, since you just finished there. What do you think is the reason that people are mad? Because, you know, technically, and it's so wrong, it's horrible to say, but it's not illegal to be racist, right? Morally wrong, definitely. I don't agree with it, don't condone it by any means necessary. But I'm just very curious to get to the root of it. I think before a solution can be found, the root has to be found. So what do you think people are truly upset? Is it because he was there at 14, or is it just over time what we've seen since he was 14 up till now?
You know, with Jerry Jones, with almost any of these owners, you can pick and choose stuff you didn't like that they did towards Black people. But then again, they've done stuff for Black people. I've heard stories that they've done. A lot of these owners. But, you know, Dallas Cowboys is America's team. Black people don't feel like we fit in America anyway. So we really don't like the team. You know, I mean, there's some people who like the Cowboys. But, you know, as a whole of the picture, white cheerleaders, and they got white with blonde hair, you know, all that. Quarterbacks mostly been white stuff. So it's America's team. So we don't like that. And then who owns it is the gentleman here. So we figure he's the one that makes it happen, which, you know, with his team and the whole look and everything. So we don't like that. We as Black folk are tired. We've been oppressed. We've been pushed away. We've been marginalized. So we get pissed off if we see a white person that's shining and maybe had something in their history that wasn't correct, that we feel is wrong, be it that in the wrong situation at the wrong time or whatever the case may be, or maybe they purposely did it. We're going to be pissed off and we want to see some justice of some sort. And we're tired of it. But the point of it, we're just tired of it. We're not doing anything about it. The action is not happening. But calling each other coons and clowns and all that, that's all we're doing. If that's what works for you, cool. But Stephen A. Smith makes $8 million a year, man. Clown that and coon that if you want to.
Paul, let me bring you. No. Capone, let me bring you in and ask you that same question. What do you think the root of the issue is? Why do you feel like a lot of people are upset in this situation at Jerry Jones, Capone?
I personally don't think that people are upset with Jerry Jones. Pierre made a very valid point. Nobody really black really likes the Cowboys except for people in Dallas. And it's America's team, as he said. And Jerry Jones has been one who has been very shrewd businessman, which I feel is a good thing. But the Stephen A. Smith has never really said too much any good about black people. He's always jumping on the bandwagon for white people. And I think that we're tired of it. We're tired of all of these people getting a pass. It's always somebody getting a pass, either through the justice system, through sports. I looked at a game last night, and I realized how much power we have as black people that we don't use. The whole lineup, they do the thing on the lineup now where they actually tell where the players are coming from. And on every team, there was about 3 white people on each team, and all is black people. And we're the most athletic. We do the most everything in the sports. But when it comes down to even us coming together with that, we have a problem. We just cannot come together. And that is the problem. And I know that these other people know how much power we have, and they keep putting us in places where we just can't get it together. And that's my spiel about that.
Man, well, I definitely appreciate you both for chiming in on this topic. The comments are going to go crazy. Them Cowboys are going to come for y'all in the comments, too, and say there's some fans outside of Dallas. But I love being able to have this conversation. Of course, before we head out, I'd like to know what you have coming up. So, Mr. Capone, I'm going to start with you. What do you have coming up? And, of course, how can people follow you?
Next Sunday, I'll be in front of the TV watching the Dallas lose. Next week I'll be in the Bay Area. I'll be out in doing 4 shows in the Bay Area. Everybody always asks me, when am I coming to California, to the Bay Area? So I will be there for 4 shows. And if you miss the show, don't ask me no more when I'm coming, because I don't come out there quite often. Thank you.
And how can people follow you?
They can follow me on this great platform called, what is it called? Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. They change it so much. I'm about to go to TikTok, but I think you got to be a special person to be on TikTok. There's something different. Anyway, go on Instagram, and if you're really good with spelling, follow me at Comedian Capone. And if you cannot spell comedian, please don't follow me.
Now, Pierre, I see you over there cracking your knuckles. So what do you have coming up? And, of course, how can people follow you?
You can follow me at Comic Pierre, COMICPIERRE. I will be, I don't know if this goes international, but I'm international, brother. I'll be in Germany doing shows for the service folks, December 8th through the 10th. So I'm going out to, out the country. And on the 11th, I will be at the DC Winery, Washington, DC. I'm coming home. I'm doing a DC Winery. Check me out and, get it off your chest, Don't put it in the comments, man. This is what I'm here for, okay?
And I know on Thanksgiving, Pierre, you released your micro special.
Right, I did. A shout out to those who saw the brilliance of what I do. You know what I'm saying? It was great. No, I really appreciate those who supported and watched it, man. If you watch my act, you see I try to be very clever and I do wordplay. I feel like I want to be like the Nas or Rakim of comedy. I ain't gonna give you no flips and jumps. I want you to think about what I just said. And if you're not a thinking person, it's okay. You can follow me at Comedian Capone if you want to do that. If that happens, I'm just messing with you. No, but that's what it is, y'all. So thanks again. And let me shout out to my girl, Yamanik. She killed it. She crushed it at Magoobies in Baltimore. She was there this weekend. She crushed it. If you see her, man, she's very funny. Go see her live, y'all. Yamanik is, doing the damn thing. She's part of the family and she's doing the thing. As Capone does.
Absolutely, and I definitely appreciate you both. And of course, for anyone who has not seen Pierre's micro special, you can do so by going to hypeplustv.com. It is funny and a good one. Pierre had a great time watching it, so thank you so much for always being funny. And you as well, Capone. I appreciate you both. Well, you heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts of Stephen A. Smith being called a coon for defending Jerry Jones? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
I know where they're going. I ain't got to actually put it in the comments this time.
It's crazy how some people misjudge me. I think they know who I am more than I know who I am. Most of my life, when people see me, they always think, is he one of us or one of them? What does that mean, one of us or one of them? Am I us or am I them? Even though I've proven who I am many times to people, I guess I got to do it again. Oh, I'm going to do it again. Trust me. And I'm here to deliver the truth. And one thing about the truth, they can't deny it if it's yours.